Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are here for our second episode of The Voices of Valhalla. As always, I'm your host, Skylar Race, here with my co-host, Derek Ramos. So for the first episode, as you guys saw, we just kind of talked about what we were going to be doing with the podcast and stuff like that. Kind of shot the shit a little bit, let you guys know that hey, we're serious, but we like to goof around, have a good time too.
Yes,
For
sir.
this episode, though, we are definitely we're going to transition a little bit. We're going to get into it. We're going to tell you guys about ourselves and what kind of we went through and how we got to the podcast. So, for starters, I'll go first. Then I'll turn it over to Ramos, and he'll tell you about himself, all that good stuff. All right. So, start off. I was born in New York, moved down to North Carolina when I was young, lived there for a long time. Now I reside in Texas. Okay. I joined the Marines right after high school, 18 years old, 9 days after graduation, on the bus, heading down to Parris Island. Okay. Uh, Went down there in the summer, hot as shit,
Worst
sand
time of the
police.
year.
Dude, worst time. I swear to God. It's like if you could picture hell on an island. That's what it was. It was just fucking hot for no reason either. Like it
What
wasn't
month
even
were you
like,
there?
oh, this is nice weather. It's just hot.
Yeah. What months were you there?
I was there from June to September.
God, I was July to October.
Dude, the worst times, I swear.
Literally hell. Hell on earth.
Literally hell. Between between the sand fleas and the heat, dude, they just fucking terrible.
Humidity,
Um,
night,
Humidity. Oh
day, rain.
God. Rain. It rained. I swear to God, it rained every day. Every goddamn day.
In like October time, it was raining every day for me too.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
During the Crucible, fucking the hurricane was coming through. I don't know if you remember it.
I had my crucible during the hurricane.
God, dude, I think the hurricane hit on the tail end of ours. So, like,
Mhm.
on our march back is when it was just fucking pissing on us,
Yeah.
dude.
I think mine
It's
might have been a
terrible.
different one, but yeah. On
Might
our
have been fucking.
on the hike
They get
back, we had to like hike at least a couple miles through like puddles and
hell
just like
yeah,
little streams, and I
uh
started
huh,
getting blisters on my feet.
hell yeah.
And I still had it was still 6 in the morning.
God, dude, it was terrible.
Yeah,
Fuck.
worst time ever.
So after boot camp, you got MCT, all that good stuff. But in between MCT, I did recruiter's assistance for a little bit. That was it fucking ruined more people's lives.
That's where we met, MCT.
Hell yeah, man, MCT.
That's where we
Fucking, you
met.
were in the
Fun
back,
fact.
goddamn, spitting rhymes while I was trying to sleep.
I was in the crowd that Skylar did not like.
Dude,
Well,
I
nobody
was
really
trying to
liked us.
sleep, and they were in the back making fucking freestyling and beats and fucking 10
We were
o'clock
trying
at
to
night.
make the best out of the worst situation because it was raining every day during MCT too.
They were
Every
trying.
day it was
What they were
raining.
trying to do is keep me awake. And anybody that knows me knows I like my goddamn sleep.
That's right. I've learned to like my sleep too. But
Right?
back then,
It's
I don't know. I think that's what ruined my sleep now. Is just I was awake more than a couple days at a time.
I'm just sitting there laying in bed and all I hear
I was
the fuck up.
making beats.
Fucking MCT easy. It was stupid. I wasn't a big fan of MCT, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
After MCT, went to tank school. Tank school was.
that's that good shit.
I remember the first night at tank school. We show up. I'm sorry, the second night because we showed up in the middle of the night. The first night.
We
The
did.
second night, there was open showers. Wasn't really used to that. Fucking all you see in the goddamn squad bay is like 40, 50 people naked. I'm like, oh, what did I do?
You
I
didn't get that
fucked up.
feeling during boot camp. I got
Dude,
that
boot
feeling the
camp,
first week of boot camp.
boot camp was different though. Like boot camp, you were like, for lack of a better term, you were like forced. You're like, hey, you're gonna shower now. Go
Yeah,
shower. Those motherfuckers, dude, they were just standing there. Like it was like like they were having conversations butt ass naked. And I was like, oh, this is weird.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, because
Fuck
boot camp
that.
is like, hurry up, put shampoo on your face, get out.
Right, put shampoo. Dude, they had us line up. I don't know if they did the same with you. We literally lined up in a line. The
Yeah.
drill instructor fucking squirted body wash into your
Yep.
hand,
Mm-hmm.
and you walked around because it was a big square open shower. They turned
Yep.
on all the faucets, and you literally had to walk around, scrub yourself as you were rinsing. And by the time you hit the end, if you didn't get all the soap off, you're a soapy
screwed.
motherfucker, I guess.
Yeah, I think I had the same setup. Our shower heads were like in the middle though, and it was like a fountain for some reason.
Oh, weird.
I don't know why. Yeah, so
You
there
were
were like
were you
these.
3rd Battalion?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
I was
you
like
got
the
did
new
you guys
guy.
have the new ones yet, or
Yeah,
were
I
they
was the
building them?
new barracks.
Yep, that's probably why.
I was like the first or second uh class to go through them, so they were
Hell
like
yeah.
freshly new.
Fresh. Our shit was fucking old. But after tank school, dude, hang on, time out. Let's talk about what was his name? Staff Sergeant Miller. Okay, this motherfucker. I don't know what crawled in his ass to make him think running is fun, but I promise you, it's not.
That man
There's
was
nothing fun
running.
about going. What would we would do? What, like 7 miles every time he ran
For
PT?
PT, yeah, every time.
Never fun. Never once was I like, this is a good time. No.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker ran marathons, triathlons.
We did we do the half marathon that he ran during tank school? It was like a half marathon trail run. I don't know if
Was
you
it
remember.
forced?
No, it was optional.
Then no.
I signed up for it and I did it, and it was one of the worst things I've ever decided to do.
Yeah, right. If I'm not forced to run, if I'm not forced to or running from something, my ass has one gear, and that's neutral. I just roll. That's it. I'm not speeding up for shit.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking back then. And that was like tank school is like when it starts to like hurt a little bit, you know? You start noticing
you really
changes in
start-
your body and you're like, something's not feeling right.
Yeah, shit just
But you're
starts
just young,
hurting.
so you just push through it, which you're not supposed to do.
No.
But it
God,
catches
everything
up.
hurts
It catches
now.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, so after tank school, we went to Camp Lejeune. Fucking Jesus.
We were
That was the
bunkmates in
beginning of the
tank
end.
school too. You can't forget that.
Do what?
We were
We were bunk.
bunkmates.
Oh yeah.
Do you
Oh yeah.
remember?
Dude, I don't remember shit.
You were top bunk. Do you remember that time that Adams fell from the top bunk?
Yeah.
All we were sleeping in the middle of the night. All he was boom.
Boom.
You see
Ah,
this guy
fuck.
get up and like, oh, he's feeling it.
Yeah, he's God.
Boxing tournaments too during tank school. What
Yep.
didn't we do?
Fucking I don't know. Madden tournaments, boxing tournaments.
They had that one wrestling room in the back that used to choke me out in because I didn't know any of those fancy moves you were doing.
Those fancy moves. Dude, I miss that shit. Get a lot of fucking anger and aggression out just fucking rolling around on the mat.
Yeah, you really do.
Now I just tell the dogs to shut up, and that's about the only aggression I can get out. Fucking.
I bark at mine.
Fucking. So after that, we go to the fleet,
Yep.
2nd Tank Battalion, both Bravo Company. What were we? 1st Platoon?
Yeah. No,
1st Platoon, Bravo Company. You were on. Whose tank were you on?
I wasn't on a tank when I started.
Oh, you. When did you get on? I thought you were on the LT's tank, Lieutenant
So,
Houston.
the way it started, I think everybody got a tank, and I guess because I don't know, I think the glasses it was for me because I had the like little nerdy glasses. I was a little bit skinnier, so like this
Yep.
guy's not a tanker, bro. Let's get this. This guy could like do something else. So
Right, we're
everybody
gonna
else
put
got
him
in the
ad.
tank, and then first field op, it was Mason that screwed up really bad. for
Oh
Buck.
yeah,
And they're like, Ramos,
Ramos, get in the
take
tank.
Mason's spot. Get on Buck's tank. And I was like, Buck was notorious in the fleet.
Notorious.
And we were like literally like 2-3 weeks in.
Yeah.
And they were like, damn, this guy's a good driver. and then I never got off a tank since until the end.
Dude,
That's how I got on a tank to begin with.
I remember that field op because I remember looking at the weather, and they did like the layout or whatever before the field op, and they're like, make sure you got warm weather clothes and blah 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 blah. And me being bright eyed and bushy tailed, fucking fresh into the fleet, I looked at the weather and I was like, man, this says it's supposed to be like 70 and 80 all week. I ain't bringing no cold weather gear. I know better. We get out there, bro. It didn't get above what, like 32?
It was freezing for some reason. Yeah, I
Dude,
think it's because of the rain. It's always because of the rain.
always because of the rain. Shorts and a t-shirt for the whole week. That's where I
Middle of the night,
developed
you're
my
cold,
hatred.
you're shivering, and
Oh,
then you
dude.
go outside and it's pouring, and you're like, "Fuck, I gotta pee," and then it's just like it's just a
I
nightmare.
I made a profession of sleeping in the driver's hole. I
Yeah,
did not get out of that motherfucker.
I love the driver's hole. The worst is when
Yeah.
you had a bad seal though, and it started dripping on you,
Oh yeah. All my tanks had a bad seal. I just
and
got used to the dripping.
then it becomes psychological. Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah. Then you're like, fuck. Then you can hear it. Like if you put your fucking your waterproof bag on, you can just
Mhm.
hear it hitting. It's like tink, tink,
I don't know if you had
tink.
those moments, but times like that, I would just close my eyes and then I would open them and it would be morning already and I'd be pissed because I didn't sleep. But I
Yeah.
also was like, I just couldn't rest. And then
Dude,
next thing you know, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning and the tanks are starting to turn on and you're like, oh,
no, I
not
don't
this
think I
just
really got any sleep in the field until it was me, you, Gunny Barrios, and Robinson. That
Robinson.
was our tank. That's the first time I
You got
got
some good
any
sleep,
sleep
man.
out in the field.
You got good sleep because I was gunner. I was in charge. I was pretty much making Robinson and I do everything. And then you were you, so I was like, all right, let Race do his own thing. I was like, the
I
only
was
thing I
there
would have to
too.
do is tell Robinson what to do.
Dude, that
I was a gunner,
motherfucker.
so I pretty much knew how to do everything. So it was just making sure he did his stuff. And
Right?
then
And
the
I
rest
was
of us,
just
where's
alive.
Skyler? Oh, he's probably sleeping in the driver's hole. He's the loader, though.
He's the loader. What's he doing down there?
I was like, it's all right, Robinson. Let him be. We'll be gone
Just let
soon.
him sleep. He'll fix
I know
something
what
when he
I'm
wakes up.
doing. Let's go.
Hey, when I was working, but if I wasn't working, I was trying to figure out a way to go to sleep. Motherfucker was tired. I didn't sleep for like 2 years straight when I was on fucking Boyd's tank. So
Yeah,
I was making up for it on your tank.
didn't matter. It's fine. Our tank ran smoothly.
Fucking. I remember though, when I was still a driver, the ITX that you were a driver on Buck's tank.
Yep, I remember it quite well.
Dude, I remember driving back from a field op and we didn't get any sleep for like days. And it was hot and it was miserable. And inside that driver's hole is fucking fuming, dude. Like always hot.
Oh yeah, especially
I
in
rem-
Cali.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
fucking miserable.
not worse than Georgia. Georgia's by
No,
far
Georgia was the
number
worst
one.
thing that's
Number
ever
one.
happened,
Yep,
dude. Fuck.
worst thing that I've ever experienced. Georgia.
I remember driving after a platoon effects, and it was like a 3 hour drive from where we were at. And we were going down a mountain. And the last thing I remember is going down a mountain, and then like 2.5 hours goes by. Don't remember any of it. And then all I fucking remember is hearing Boyd pound on my hatch, and he's like, "Open the fucking hatch." And we were at the fuel bay
Yeah.
back at Camp Wilson, and I blacked out for 2.5 hours and just drove that motherfucker. Made it there. Everybody was fine. We were safe.
Who
Fucking
knows what happened?
no idea what happened.
No, no, dude, that's a nightmare. Georgia was a nightmare.
Dude, it was horrible. But like you said, nothing is worse than Fort Stewart. That was absolutely horrible.
I think that's one of the first times where I thought I was gonna pass out. I've never experienced that before.
Dude, everybody was passing out. Do you remember that picture?
Yeah,
Mason and Leach.
yeah.
Leach had blue lips because he had lack of oxygen inside the tank. Dude had an oxygen mask
Yeah.
sitting under a gazebo waiting for his turn to go back in the tank.
And then Mason's a
God,
big dude. I don't know, for the people that don't know Mason, he's a big, bulky,
big dude.
muscular guy. But he that field op, he looked like he was 120.
Dude, at best. Like
He
that.
was like sitting down in this picture, just like, whoa, fighting
Dude,
for himself.
if you can imagine what a defeated man would look like, that's what that picture was.
Yep, both of them sitting next to each other on the oxygen tank.
God. And they were both no, Mason wasn't a driver. Oh, it was me, you, Dawn, and Leach were the drivers.
Yeah,
And
yep.
Dawn and Leach went down, and it was me and you rotating.
The last
fucking-
one standing. Oh my
Fuck,
god.
dude, that was horrible.
The
I got
worst
out of a
part was-
lot of shit because I was on what's his name, Boyette's tank.
Boy, yeah, oh my god.
So I got out of a lot of it that you guys didn't
You
get
were
to
lucky.
get out
Yeah,
of.
because he was the what's it called?
Platoon sergeant or whatever.
The gunner. What's the gunner guy called again?
Master gunner, Mike Golf.
Master gun. Yeah, the Mike Golf. Yeah, so do you remember when all the tanks went down and then my tank was the only one running?
Yeah.
And then I think we had to do, I forgot what it was called. I forgot all these terms now, but we had to go check the range to make sure all the targets operated.
Yep.
Yeah, so
And you
I
guys
was
were
the
in that
driver.
motherfucker for
My tank,
hours.
it was 120, 130 with humidity, and I was just driving back and forth, going to every burn. It's just like it was a nightmare. I was in
Dude,
that
I
thing for like
remember
10 hours.
I remember it was pitch black and we were like running one of the courses. It was like the practice run or whatever. It was table 4, table 5. Um cuz table 6 was qual, right?
Yeah, from what I
So
remember,
table
table six is cool.
5, I think. Um I couldn't see shit and they're like don't turn your headlights on, don't turn your headlights on. And
Yeah.
fucking Boyd was like, listen, just look at the gun. I'll point you in the direction of the fucking road.
Where's the
And I'm like,
gun? Where's the
okay,
gun?
that sounds great. I'll trust you, gunner. You're supposed to have my back. So I'm just staring up at this motherfucker. Boom! Fucking main gun goes off. I can't see. I'm like, Staff Sergeant, I can't see. I can't see nothing. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I was looking at the gun when it shot. He's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
Oh my God.
that's fine, but I can't see. I need you to guide me. Just tell me where to drive.
Jesus Christ.
Bright as shit. Dude, I thought I went blind. I was like, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I don't even know how you looked at it.
Dude, I listened to my gunner. Worst
Yeah.
mistake of my life.
Yeah.
Fucking staring up. Boom!
I looked at it one time. I think it was my last gunnery, and I was like subbing in pretty much. I was a loader for Stamps. Do you remember Stamps?
Yep. Hot seating. Yep.
Yeah. And there was one of those ones where you're going down and the loader can like hop out and like peek for a quick second.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know what was going on, but I was like, let me go up and help this guy look because we haven't found the target in a while. And
Right.
sure enough, as soon as I go up, like the sequence was fast. It's like identify, fire, and I'm like halfway up, and boom, that shit shot me back, and I like fell down, and I didn't even have
Dude.
time to process getting like hit like that because I was just
No.
loading the next round. I was like, all right, fuck it, pow,
Yep.
boom. Later that day, my head was ringing, my ears were,
Oh yeah.
my ears were ringing, my eyes were hurting. I was like, dude, this is not fun.
It was miserable, dude. But God, it was such a good time.
It was
I
fun.
remember we were doing the when I was on a tank. It was me. Boyd was the TC. Hoyt was the gunner. Will was our driver. And we were doing the Widowmaker, right? You
I
know,
love
so the
Widowmaker.
Widowmaker, for
Yeah,
those of you that don't know, you got 4 targets, right? And you've got how long do you have? It's like
a
20
couple
seconds
seconds.
to get
Yeah, I think
a
20
perfect
seconds sound
score.
right.
So to do it, the idea is you pop on your way up, you pop one. While you're up, you pop another, and then you back down, and then you do the same thing for the other 2. We were on for our Widowmaker. We came up as we're coming up. We popped the first one. While I'm loading, Hoyt was able to get the troops, so he shot the coax and hit the
Mhm.
troops, and then I was able to get it loaded, and as we're coming down, Hoyt popped the third one. So all we had
I
to
remember
do,
the sequence. I remember the
dude,
sequence. I think I was
hell
watching it
yeah.
from the tower.
Dude, it was fucking, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I don't like to toot our horn. We ended up Q2ing that range, but that was the greatest fucking Widowmaker I saw while I was in.
Yeah.
Because then Boyd was just able to engage with 50 cal because the last one was a PC, so he engaged with
Yeah.
50 cal and it was
You could do it at the bottom of the burn too, I think.
yep.
Yeah.
So
I
that we
love
fucking
the
rocked it.
Widowmaker. Gunnery is honestly like my favorite part of
I
of
loved gunnery.
this gun.
It was a good time,
It's
but
just
fuck,
nonstop.
just nonstop
Nonstop. The poor mechanics are up all night.
all night, dude. I felt so bad for the mechanics.
The hours are weird. Some days you're like you could sleep in. Some days you have to wake up at like 3 in the morning to get breakfast.
Right.
It's a nightmare.
But fucking, do you remember when we first hit the fleet? Like when we first hit, we were at our rooms for like what 3 or 4 days, and then we went on that first platoon effects.
Yeah.
Then we went to ITX
Yeah.
like 2 weeks after the platoon effects, and then after
Stewart.
we got back from ITX, we were back for like a
2
week or
weeks.
two,
Yeah.
2 weeks, and then we went to gunnery.
Yeah. And Stewart, yeah.
Yeah. No. We didn't go to Stewart on that one. We went to
I thought we went to Stewart the first time after ITX, I remember.
no. I think you're getting because we didn't go. We went to Stewart at a gunnery.
We went to Stewart twice,
At,
remember?
yeah. So we
Yeah.
went the first time, which was miserable.
Yeah.
And then the second time was later.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when we first hit the fleet, we were bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, I swear I thought it was after ITX though. I don't know. Maybe
So we hit an ITX. The last ITX we did. Remember when what was it? Me, you, and Cintron went to Shep's room while he was stationed out there.
Hey, the second time around, all these field ops were a lot better than the first
A
time
lot
around.
better because we were a little higher rank, a little more
Yeah.
respect. I remember we got back. Okay, we got back, and I was stumbling. I don't know how you and Cintron were doing, but I don't know how I made it back to the bungalow or whatever. So I'm laying in bed. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, fucking crawling outside because I'm still fucked up. I throw up in the sand. I cover up in sand, and I go back to sleep. All I remember is Top coming out, kicking me, and being like, "Race, what the fuck are you doing out here?" And all I could come up with was, "Top, it was hot." And he goes, "The fuck is wrong with you?"
Jesus Christ. Who's it? Top Peak at this time? Top Pisley?
No, Pitsley. Top
Oh, okay.
Pitsley.
All right,
Yeah.
that makes
Dude,
sense.
Top Peak would have had my ass. He
We
fucking
had him
hung
at
me
the
from
end,
the
I think, if I
goddamn.
remember. He was the last top I had, I think.
Yeah.
But I had him in tank school though, so
Yeah. He was in tank
it
school.
was like
too.
a full 360 moment.
Yeah. Tank school, and then you were getting out, and he was there. No, I was
I forgot what me and Citron were doing. I think we went inside to play spades or something when we came back.
Yeah,
I was different back then, so
it was different.
it didn't matter to me.
God, dude, we killed what? It was a bottle of
Jaeger,
Jaeger and a
We were
bottle of
disgusting,
vodka.
which was questionable, honestly.
Yeah,
But
Jaeger.
we just loaded. Shep picked us up, right?
Yeah, Shep
I think
came to
there was like
Camp
4 of us
Wilson,
just in
picked
the
us up,
backseat.
drove us to his room. We drank 2 bottles in like 15 minutes, and then we got back in the car. Well, Shep didn't drink, just to put it out there for everybody. Shep
No,
was not drunk when he drove us. We were fucked up.
yeah, we want to clarify that.
Clarify, he was not drunk.
No, don't do that.
Don't drink and drive. It's bad for your health.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, after that, Camp Wilson sucks. Dude,
Yeah, and then between those, a lot of gunneries, a lot of little mini field ops that we would do.
LZ, what was it? LZ Falcon.
Yeah,
We would sleep
I don't
there.
know if you went on some of these, but I went on a couple infantry ones.
Uh-huh.
Where we would
At
go
the
to that small
Mount
little
Towns?
village, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then do it was like literally like 3 days just helping the infantry go through urban warfare stuff. Yeah,
Dude, I'm telling you,
those are
for
fun.
for, for the people that don't know what a Mount Town's like and a tank, infantry's running around, right? Like they're moving and grooving. We moved 100 yards. 100 yards, right?
Painful. So
in 12 hours.
Literally just, all right, driver move forward, driver stop. Okay. I
Can't get out of the tank to piss, so you just
book in driver's hole. Literally, I was reading book, flip pages, and then just let my foot off the brake, twist the throttle a little bit, and then brake, put it in park, and then read again.
Dude, it was miserable.
And it'd be hot as fuck in there.
Oh god.
Oh.
And you couldn't get out to piss. Couldn't get out to do nothing.
Driver move forward.
Yep. That was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't miss that shit. But some of the best things I ever learned when I was in, dude, I'll tell you what, I learned patience because that shit will drive you fucking nuts.
Yep.
I learned the ability to deal with stupid people. So that definitely helps me in today's world. But overall, work ethic, probably the best thing that you could learn in the Marines.
Yeah.
Or any branch of service, really. If it wasn't for the work ethic I learned there, probably wouldn't be half as successful as I am today.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I'm doing great, but it'd be a whole lot worse.
Hey, I think you're doing pretty good. Yeah, doing bad.
Buff.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think's the best thing that you learned while you were in?
Best thing I learned for sure is I think I saw a Facebook post about this. And it said the best thing the military taught me was how to take an L and go about my day.
Right? Fuck.
Dude, so
damn, that sucks. Fucking keep it
honestly,
pushing.
Everything else compared to what we experienced in there was just like all right. It doesn't really. It's all right. It'll pass. It'll get through it. You know, it is what it is. Um, so that's probably the biggest thing I learned is just how to take a loss for sure, and then keep going,
Yeah.
and then just being on myself, being on the grind, and keeping myself accountable for what I do and how I do
Yep.
things. That's for sure the biggest.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people that work in like the civilian world, I feel like it's probably like a work ethic thing, but they don't really care about the detail of their work, and that's something that we had to extremely focus on.
Hmm.
Um, I don't assume it'd be the same throughout every MOS in the military, but for tanks, for some reason, it was very detail oriented. Even for things that you would think like, why does detail even matter? We would what's it called? Sweep dirt, bro, every day outside. It's like, why? Because the ramp has to look clean. It's kind of dumb.
For what reason? Nobody knows.
We sweep the dirt road once. I remember.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
A freaking dirt road. That one didn't make sense, but
No.
it's one of those things where you just take the L and then just wait for time to run out and then go back to the barracks.
Yep.
So
I'll tell you what though. One thing that I didn't realize stuck with me. So one thing that they tell us in tanks, right? And it's very true. So don't get me wrong. It's always if you don't do this right, people could die.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's just what
I
they
remember that
grind it
saying
into
all the
your
time.
head.
Yeah,
So I was at work one day and I didn't fix something right. I was still new to the job, so like I didn't fix it right. And my manager brings me in and he's like, "Do you know what happens if you don't do this right?" And just instinct, I was like, "People die." And he's like, "No, what the fuck? No, we get a ticket. What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, my bad." So shit like that, you don't even realize that subconsciously you keep that shit in, but you
yeah.
do.
Well, if I say that on my job, I'll have some people questioning.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were like, are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah." What do you mean?
Need to
Like,
go see a
you guys
therapist.
don't think that? Like
Mhm.
that's why everything gets done right because they had ingrained it in my brain that if you fuck something up, people are gonna die.
Yeah,
So shit like that. I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think back at, but like it helps your work ethic. It helps it to where, like you said, you're very detail oriented because
yeah.
they put that shit in your head.
At least try to be. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what do you do nowadays that keeps you level headed?
Level-headed. Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
question. Um, Man, I feel like life is so busy, chaotic. There's so much going on in the world. Um, but for sure, for me, it's probably just going to the gym. I've always been like big on going to the gym. Gym, working out, any form of exercise is like the best thing to clear your mind and to keep you at least level-headed a little bit. You know, Especially when you have so much stuff going on. I'm in grad school right now.
Oh yeah.
I got work. I work in a lab, so any form of exercise keeps me level-headed for sure. And just
Yeah.
enjoying the things that I like to do, taking time out of my day to at least focus on myself and myself only. If that makes
Right.
sense.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, I agree 100%. Going to the gym helps. I lately I've been burying myself into work and getting projects done and stuff like that. I love video games.
Yeah.
Love them.
Love them too.
Um,
Love them too.
fucking, that's kind of my zen area is hop on a video game and just chill for a little bit or watch some TV or stuff like that. That's the best way, in my opinion, between working out and just finding something that you enjoy. Those are the two best ways to kind of keep your head.
Yeah. It could
Because
be something little too, honestly. Like a buddy of mine, he's not military related, but he's been doing this thing where he's just like drinking a small glass of wine and then eating crackers and cheese at the end of his night.
hey, dude, if
Which
that's what
sounds
gets you
kind of,
through it,
hey, but
hey,
he lives a very stressful life and he's like, man, the one thing I look forward to is just this 20-30 minutes of my night and just
yep,
relaxing. You
it's
know,
the small shit, man,
it's a
that
small
that
shit.
really helps, and especially like people that are used to, like us, we're used to being 100 miles an hour. That's what we were doing 4 straight years, 100 miles an hour, 24/7. The minute that I don't know about you, but the minute I just stop and I'm not doing anything, I'm immediately, what can I be doing? What should I
Yeah.
be doing?
Hmm.
So just having something to kind of keep your mind going, like video games or going and lifting weights, stuff like that, it really helps.
Yeah. For the first
Yeah.
like two, maybe three, I think two, maybe even less, but after I got out, that's what like my life was like. Like if I'm not doing something, I feel awkward.
Right.
So, and then recently I've been just being more slow, more mellow, and just enjoying the slow parts of life.
Right.
And that's been what has made my transition definitely a lot easier now.
Oh yeah.
It's just enjoying the slow times for sure.
Absolutely. Um. So since you've been out, right? What's kind of something that what are you doing? What's been explain to the people what
Oh,
exactly you've got going on?
all right. So once I got out, I mentioned this a little bit in the first episode, but I went to college,
Mhm.
um, came over to Syracuse University. I got a dual degree in geology and physics, and this is my second year now getting a PhD in physics. So I'm in a PhD program here at Syracuse University in physics. So that's what I've been doing is just classes, school, um, just on that grind. But aside from that, like when I have breaks and summer breaks, winter breaks, I'm pretty much just doing things I enjoy. Golf has been one of the biggest things I enjoy. I love golf. But the thing is that I live in Syracuse, which,
You
funny
can only
fact, I
golf two
learned this
months out of the year.
that Syracuse, the Chinese translation of Syracuse means snowy city. I learned
I
this
didn't
actually
know that.
2 days ago. Yeah. So,
Huh.
so about like 4 or 5 months of the year, I'm covered in snow.
Oh yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
other ones, when it gets nice, it's beautiful up here. So I'll golf. Um, right now, I've been playing soccer
Mhm.
again. So I joined the men's league. I've been playing soccer. Anything sports related
Yeah.
has been what I've been doing the most outside of school. Um, also been playing video games. I love video games and doing a bit of reading. If you can tell by the books I have back there, I like
Yeah.
reading. I got the Game of Thrones collection up there. I don't know if you can see. I know you'll be a fan of that.
Oh
Game of
yeah.
Thrones. I have House of Dragons somewhere down there. It's probably over here.
Oh
But
shit.
I've been
I
reading
can't read.
Knights of the Seven Kingdoms for the new HBO show that's coming out.
Oh
That
shit.
book's really good. Yeah. So I'm a bit of a
Huh.
nerd on the side too.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's kind of what's
um.
been keeping me going recently, and that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Yeah. For me, fucking. Once I got out, kind of like you said, hit on it on episode one a little bit. Did some work here, did some work there. Went overseas and taught tanks again, which was a lot of fun. But nowadays, man, try to hit the gym. You know, been pretty busy. Got a kid, all that good stuff. Get him 50% of the time, which is awesome. Um, so half the time, that he's got my full attention. Um, he actually signed up for soccer, so he's going to be.
Hey,
I have no idea how to coach that. No idea how to fucking handle that. So somebody else is dealing with coaching because
yeah.
you know me, I can barely fucking kick a ball. So,
That's
um,
good. Get him running. That's good.
yeah, no, it'll hopefully get him some good exercise. Hopefully he'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
I let him choose. I was like, "Do you want soccer? Or you want baseball?" He said soccer. So I was like, "All right, well, if that's
Yeah.
what you want to do, go for it." Besides that, just really diving into work, getting this podcast going.
Yeah.
That's taken
Busy
up a
as
good amount of time
new
lately.
start.
Um, Besides that, yeah, just video games. I work as a mechanic now. That just kind of something to pay the bills. Um, yeah. Besides that, just pretty
Pretty chill.
everyday, boring life.
Yeah.
Um,
Watching a lot of movies.
Hell yeah, always watching movies.
I
Trying to
love
figure out
movies.
what's the best thing to watch next. Actually, just showed the old lady damn Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. It's the first time she watched it.
Ace
Fucking
Ventura's Pet Detective. I think
hell
you showed me
yeah.
that movie too.
Hell
For
yeah, because it's
Thanksgiving.
the
I went to your
greatest
yeah, I
comedy.
went to your, to your house for Thanksgiving.
Yep. Ace Ventura, dude. Best movie. Um, so to kind of transition, we actually got our first write in the other day. So just to let you guys know that this is a serious topic that we want to discuss. This is kind of the serious side of the podcast and where we want to help. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to read you word for word what this person said, and we're going to leave, unless otherwise specified, we'll leave whoever it is anonymous. You don't want to be called out, that's fine. You don't want people to know what's going on, that's fine. We totally get it. Um, we're both going to give our sides of advice on what we would do and how we'd handle the situation. Uh, so, without further ado, I'll read it to you. This individual said, I guess it's just I regret the things I've done while deployed, and it keeps coming back to haunt me, and I get in this mindset of the world would be better off without me. I just feel like I've changed and I hurt everyone around me. I don't feel like I belong anywhere and I don't fit in anywhere. I can't find my place in this world, so it messes with me. So, I'm sorry you're going through that. It sucks. It's hard. I go through not everything the same, but I struggle with a lot of the same issues. I'm always worried that I'm hurting the people around me. I'm always worried that I'm not doing what I need to do. My best advice to you is, if you have kids, look at your kids. If you have a significant other, look at them. See that you are making a difference in a positive way. See that you are out there doing something. And if you don't have either of those, just look at what you're doing for yourself. You're getting up every day. You're grinding. You're working. You're pushing through the hardest parts. I can tell you this, that some of the hardest things in the world are what's going on in your head that you don't talk about.
Mhm.
The silent battles are the biggest killers, man, and it sucks. My best advice to you, just keep pushing. You got this shit. And hopefully with this podcast, we can help you out a little bit. Hopefully we can be a safe space. I hate that word, but a safe space for you to come to, listen to us, and feel a sense of home and family and belonging. Just know that we are here for you. We want you here, and we're always going to want you here. And that sometimes the crazy things that we think in our head, it's not the answer. It's not. Always remember that suicide is a short-term answer, and that's never good. It's going to hurt everybody around you. You have so much more to live for. Do not give up like that. We're here for you, and if you ever need anything from us, you've got our contacts. You know how to reach us. We'll always be here. How would you go about handling that situation?
Yeah, so for me on my end, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. Just wanted to say I'm proud of you for, keeping yourself going and doing what you can to get yourself through the day. For sure, it's not easy to say the least. We all fight our battles internally, especially as men. We tend to keep a lot of our conflicts within ourselves. We tend to be at war with ourselves and at peace with the world. Um, so it's not an easy space to navigate. It's definitely a tough terrain to be in, and it's hard to really narrow down to a single response on what you can do. And the best thing, in my opinion, that you can do is to keep yourself going, um, to find things that will make you happy. Happiness for sure is the biggest thing to help you get through anything. Um, whether it be through like finding a new purpose. For sure, for me, I like to stay active, like I've mentioned before. I like to be involved in sports. I like to go to the gym. Anything to keep my mind occupied in a healthy way, for sure, is something that will benefit you, at least a little. We each experience things differently. We each find different meanings to things that other people might find helpful or not. But anything that makes you happy, for sure, I would try to do. um, Find a new purpose. That's what would be my advice: to find a new purpose. Do something that you could put time into and it be meaningful. I think that's the best thing you could do in this situation. um, I am by no means a licensed, like therapist or professional advice giver, but from my end and my experiences, anything that I like and I can find purpose to, I will devote my time to that for sure. Whether it be the gym, whether it be playing video games, like there's video games are very impactful to your mental health. They're very helpful. Um, I don't know if you like exercising, like I know a lot of people like playing sports, playing a new instrument, things like making music, writing books, anything that you could find as being helpful to you, that you enjoy, that you like doing. I definitely devote a lot of your time to that. And knowing that, you know, you do have a place in this world, you know, the world is a better place with good people. And, um, don't think of yourself like as a burden to others. You know, you definitely did a lot for this country. You know, thank you for your service, and you know, you could always reach out to us too with more questions, any advice that you'd like. Feel free. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Like I said, we're here for the good times and the bad. That's a very serious topic, and that's something that we're always going to be open to discuss. And if anybody ever needs to reach out to us, feel free. Um, so I'll leave that there. That's very serious, very scary, very hard topic to talk about. So I appreciate you being brave enough to reach out to us.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to ask for help and advice. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
For writing in. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Like Ramos said, though, we're not licensed therapists. So all of our advice is just what we would personally do. Okay.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think we'll wrap it up there. You got anything else to let anybody know?
Anything else to let anybody know? Go watch Mickey 17 coming out soon. It's a movie about clones by Boon Jong Ho, the guy that did Parasite. I forgot his name, but it looks like a fun movie, and you know, it's gonna be fun.
Sounds good. So the fun movie that's going to be fun by Bu Jing Jung Jung is coming out soon. As always, we'll wrap it up
You
with.
heard it here first, baby.
You heard it here first. It's going to be a great movie from Bu Jing Jung Jung. So, if you want to be a part of the podcast, we've got forms that you can fill out that super easy. We're going to attach all links down below. There's a link to send us messages if you need some advice, you want to be on the podcast, if you just want to talk to us. We're going to have all of our links down below. Please feel free to follow. We'll catch you guys next week.
Yes, sir. See ya.